If every time that you have a work session with Claude, you run out of tokens, it is not because Anthropic isn't giving you enough, it's because you are not using this tool correctly. In this video, I'm going to show you the 6 most common errors that are completely burning through your credits. Fixing these errors is going to save you at least 50% of your credits, and it's going to allow you to use Claude for as many hours as you need without these annoying interruptions of running out of credits and having to wait for the limit to be restored. So without any further ado, let's jump into the 6 errors that are burning your credits. Error number 1, uploading files without cleaning them up first. What do I mean by this? Well, let's think of a typical example. We're in Claude and I have a PDF here with, let's say, our dossier to our program. So it's a PDF with all of the information about our program, basically. I could say, please summarize this document. Now, what's the problem with this document? Well, this document, guys, is 36 pages long. It is full of images. It is full of, here's the preview, so you can see, it is full of different content, colors, logos, absolutely everything. And this is a very, very heavy file. The thing is, do I need to really give all of this information to Claude in order to summarize it? Not really. It only needs the text, right? It doesn't really need the images, doesn't need the logos, doesn't need the branding, doesn't need the color. In order for me to summarize this document, it only needs the text. So is there a way in which I can extract the text from these 36 pages of a dossier and just give it to Claude? Yes, there is. And that is using a type of file called a .md, which stands for Markdown. So Markdown is a type of file in which only the text is going to be present. All the other fluff, everything else is going to disappear, and that's what we need. So in order to change any PDF, for instance, or document into Markdown, we're going to go to this website, which is marketdown.online. And what you're going to do, and here's where we're just going to upload our document. So in this case, I'm just going to click right here. I'm going to take my document, upload it right here, and just click on Convert. And what it's going to do is convert from a PDF to a Markdown file. The information from this document is going to be exactly the same. It's just the format that's going to change. And here we go. You can see how it's taken all the text, it's extracted absolutely everything, and it is now a much, much simpler document. We have the actually important information and not necessarily all the other fluff like I was saying, okay? Once we have our process files, we can just click here to download. And as you're gonna see, we're gonna have here our dossier.md, as you can see right here, which means that we now have our Markdown file, and we can now go back into Claude, and instead of using this document right here, we could take our Markdown file, here it is, and do the exact same thing. Let me upload that again. There we go. Please summarize this document, and we now have the Markdown file, okay? So this is tip number 1. Moving on to error number 2. This error is constantly opening up new individual conversations. So let me show you what I mean by this. Typically, we'll be here in Claude, and whenever we have to do any topic, any conversation, we just open a new one, right? We go here to Recents, we click on New Chat, and we end up with an infinite pile of conversations. The problem with this is that every time that we are creating a new conversation, we're starting from scratch. So we need to give our context, our information, from the beginning. And this doesn't make sense because all of us typically have work that is related. So you typically work with the same clients, or you work in the same business, or you study the same subjects, or whatever it may be. So there is context that is related between different conversations. If you start a new conversation, you're going to need to prompt from 0, and you need to give all of the information about, like I said, the client, the target audience, the project that you're working on, etc. Now, is there a way to avoid doing this? Yes, there is, and that is called projects. So if we click right here on the left-hand side, we can see that we have a project section. For example, I have created one related to our education company called Thindea, and here's where I have my dossier, here's where I have all my roster with my students and all the information. And as you can see, I have 3 different chats in here. What a project does is it shares all of the information from the chats inside it. So in this case, it's these 3 different chats and all of the files that have been uploaded to this project. Therefore, I don't need to constantly give the information. For example, if I had these 3 conversations separate outside of a project, I would need to explain what Thindea Education is, what our roster is, who our students are, everything about the business in every single chat. And this doesn't make sense. By grouping them together in one project, it shares the information from all the chats within it, it shares the information from the knowledge base, and therefore I can input less and smaller prompts, therefore I save tokens. Moving on to error number 3, and that is using the best model for absolutely everything. And guys, this does not make sense. For example, right now, the best model is Opus 4.8, Opus is usually the most and the best capable models that Anthropic has. We also have Sonnet, which is good for everyday tasks, and then we have Haiku for the fastest types of inputs. Now, most people do not pick their model based on their task, and this makes no sense whatsoever. Imagine, for example, hiring a bunch of consultants from a big fancy firm to do your grocery list. It makes no sense whatsoever. Well, if you're using Opus 4.8 to write an email, that's exactly what you're doing, okay? So stop doing this. You need to think, what task am I doing? And based on the task, I will then execute. For example, if I'm doing a basic task like rewriting something, I would use Haiku. It's the fastest, it's going to give you a quick answer, and you don't need much reasoning power in order to do this task. If you are, for instance, reviewing a contract or writing up a proposal, I will use a model like Sonnet. And if I'm building, let's say, some code, making a website or something a bit more advanced, then that is when I will use Opus. So depending on the task, I'm going to switch between models. Even within the same conversation, I could be brainstorming about a website, how I'm going to create it, and I might be using Sonnet, for instance, to generate the first ideas, but then when I'm actually going to execute, I could switch to Opus. Something else to keep in mind is the effort level. So as you can see, even within the models, we can pick the effort. Once again, the higher the effort, the more credits we're going to consume. Also, something else you can do is you can activate reasoning, or how they call it here, thinking. If I do this, the model is actually going to reason before giving me an answer. This makes a lot of sense for very advanced and complex tasks where you really want the model to think before executing. But again, it doesn't make sense to do a basic task like writing an email. So basically, in short, depending on the task that we're going to do, we're going to pick one model or another. And even within the same conversation, we can be changing which model we use for each task that we ask within our conversation. Error number 4, and that is thinking that a big and long prompt is better than a short one. And the answer is really the length is not that important, but at the same time it is. It is important because every single word that we put in, whether it's within our prompt or within the response that we're getting from the model, is going to consume tokens. But the key is not there. It's not about the length of the prompt, it's about the quality and structure of the prompt. As it has been said many times within AI, garbage in means garbage out. The quality of your input is going to dictate the quality of your output when using these models, okay? So can we have a good long prompt? Yes, 100%. But like I said, the length is not the important part. It's really the quality of the prompt. So for me, I recommend preparing a prompt something like this. In this case, we are using the ROX technique, which stands for role, objective, context, and structure. This is a good and decent way of prompting. We have more advanced, of course, within our academy, more advanced prompting techniques, but ROX is good enough to start. Okay, as you can see here, we have a role, act as a senior business analyst. Objective, analyze the provided Markdown document and transform its content into practical business decisions. Context, the goal is to identify useful information. And then a structure, give me an executive summary, give me key risks, give me opportunities, recommend decisions, open questions, and an email version summarizing everything. Okay, so having a structure just like this, ROX, role, objective, context, and structure, is going to help you have a concise and necessary input so that every single word that we're using in here has a purpose and is going to contribute to the quality of your output as well. Error number 5, and this one is related to the previous one, and that is not limiting the structure of our response. Let me give you an example. If I, for instance, take a document, here I have some HTML, for example, and I say, hey, summarize this document, right? Summarize this document. Let's use a simpler model, like we said. Let's, for instance, use Sonnet. Let's send this. Now, we're not really being specific. We're not really, what do you mean by a summary, right? It could take this information, and if it's 5 pages, it could just turn it into 2 pages. Again, what exactly do we mean? We're not being specific. Therefore, we're being very ambiguous, and AI can overconsume credits when we don't necessarily need that. So I'm just going to start explaining absolutely everything in this document, which is about Claude Skills and how to use them. By the way, we did a very interesting live stream about that. You can find it in the channel. And here we go, and we can see it keeps going. So we have over a page of information here when this is not necessary. This is not what I wanted. What if, in the other hand, I do in fact give it a specific structure to follow? Something like this. Let me just add that document again. I'm going to add right here and say something like this. Summarize this document as 5 key takeaways, maximum 150 words, a table with risks and recommended action, and no introduction or conclusion. Just like this, we're getting the specific format that we want, and we're not wasting any credits. Before, since I was just said, hey, summarize this document, I was being super ambiguous. So it did whatever the hell it wanted. It came up with 4 concepts, a decision framework. It started talking about what a skill is composed of. It even gave me an agenda. Why? Because I didn't specify. So since I didn't specify, AI said, okay, I'll summarize however I want. Here, I'm giving it a very specific deliverable format. 5 key takeaways with max 150 words and a table of risks and no introduction conclusion. Look at the answer. Short, simple, concise. I don't even need to scroll in order to see the whole thing. And this is great because this is saving credits. If you're not giving a specific answer, Claude is going to do whatever the hell it wants, and the longer the response it gives you, the more credits that you're going to burn. And finally, moving on to error number 6, that is not using Claude Skills. So let me quickly explain what Claude Skills are, although like I said, we did a whole live stream. This is actually what we used about this. So if you're interested in the channel, in our lives, you're going to have a 1-hour live explaining skills. But to explain it very shortly, a skill is a specific way in which we guide Claude on how to do any particular capability. So let me give you an example. Like I said before, if we receive a 5-page document and I ask you to summarize it, you might take those 5 pages, make it into one. That's the summary, that's correct. And I could take that document and I could do what we just did right now, a 150-word executive summary and a table. That's it. Both ways are a way of summarizing. But how do we teach Claude to always do it our way? Because like I said, if every time I'm prompting, every time I want a summary, I need to explain, hey, do it 150 words, add a executive summary, add a table, I am wasting credits. What if I could teach Claude how I always want summaries to be conducted? Well, this is what's called skills, and we can do that. As a matter of fact, let me show you exactly how we're going to do it. I'm going to say, I want you to create a skill using the, and here you need to add a dash, and skill creator, as you can see right there, to create a summarizing skill with the above format. Call it, and we're going to give it here a name, call it, let's say, summarizing live example. Okay? So we're going to do that, and what it's going to do is going to create a skill. Therefore, every time that we ask for a summary, it's going to use our skill and do it in the exact same format. Okay, so we're going to give it a second, let the skill be created, and I'll show it to you once it's ready. Okay, so as we can see, our skill is now created, and what we're going to do is we're going to quickly copy the name of our skill just so we remember it. We're going to start a new conversation right here, and we're going to just click dash, the name of our skill. I'm going to say summarize. That's it. And I'm going to add the same file as we had before. So what we're literally going to do is we're going to add again the same file right here. And I'm just pasting this. Summarize live examples, this is the name of my skill. And I'm just saying one thing, the verb summarize. That's it. So as you can see, I'm not giving all those instructions. Give me an executive summary, no longer than 150 words. Give me a table. That's already in the skill. I already taught Claude how to do it. So as you can see, my prompt is now just one word. And it's going to do it perfectly because I've already taught Claude the skill of how I want my summaries, to be conducted. So let's check it out and see the response. Here is our executive summary with our 5 takeaways, and here is our table. That's it. As you can see, simple, no introduction, no conclusion, no extra fluff, nothing of the kind. Just exactly what I wanted, and that's thanks to skills. So guys, with this video, you have learned 6 different errors that you're probably making and that were completely wasting your tokens. So you can now work with Claude for as long as you want and not burn your credits. If you enjoyed this video and you want to learn more about AI, you are in luck. We are hosting a free weekly session. Yes, every single week of the year, a free class, 1 hour, live. You can come in, ask your questions in the chat, completely for free. If you're interested in signing up, you're going to have the information in the description down below, and we'll see you in those live streams. Hope that you enjoyed those videos. Remember to subscribe and activate the notifications bell if you don't want to miss out on our videos. We're posting twice a week, so if you want to learn more, you can also find content there. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys.